Hey everybody, we're here in front of Julian's Auction House today. Auction House of the Stars. They're auctioning off Les Paul's collection. And just for all you folks that don't live in LA, I thought that you might want to check this out. It's a pretty important thing. This is the only time all these instruments and all his artifacts will be together in one place. So I'm going to give you a little guided tour. All right, everybody, this is my friend Drew Berlin, who I've known since he was a kid. And he is one of the two Burst brothers. And these are two of the most knowledgeable guys in the business, and they're responsible for this Les Paul auction. And there's the other one right over here, Dave Belzer, another friend of mine for many years. And these are the guys that, really are the top of the heap. And Drew over here, I've mentored him to where now he can mentor me, but he's done a great job, and these guys are real knowledgeable on this stuff, and they're responsible for getting all these Les Paul guitars here.
Coming from you, that's a great honor, Norm, because yes, you did mentor me. You were the guy, you still are the guy, and I probably wouldn't have been doing this if I didn't meet you back in the day, so thank you.
We modeled us after you, Norm. You are the king.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I'll pay you later. But all this stuff in here, this is Les Paul's piano, the Steinway brand.
Actually, everything in this building came from Les's house. Everything. He had no storage facility. It's all in his house. This was in his downstairs studio. All the guitars, 300 of them, were all in his bedroom. When Dave and I went to his house in Mahwah, everything that you see here was all in play in his house.
I'm sure it was quite a job, you guys, bringing all this stuff out here.
It was quite a job. There was 8 movers, 5 semi-trucks.
Well, just in case anybody doesn't know, besides being one of the great innovators in the guitar industry, Les Paul invented multi-track recording. And they have some of his recorders here and microphones, and everything you hear on today's radio is directly related to Les Paul. This is one of the most important people of this century. He's the Leonardo da Vinci, Thomas Edison of sound.
It changed the way we all listen to sound from his multi-track invention to today. Everything we hear, like you said, is affected by Les.
And Julian's has done a beautiful job. I mean, they've really set all this stuff up really, really well. It's a class operation here, and I'm hoping this stuff doesn't go for too much so that I can buy some of it, but we're going to see how this all develops. I'll be here tomorrow bidding on a lot of this stuff, so I've got to register to bid, and then I'm going to give you guys a little tour of some more of the guitars, and as you can see around the wall over here, there's a bunch of them. Okay, so over here we've got a number of Les's arch tops and a couple flat tops mixed in. These are some of these guitars that you see with like these holes in it. These are guitars that Les probably personally modded and put different pickups. Les was kind of a tinkerer, and he would modify a lot of guitars himself. So I'm a little curious to see if the guitars that looked like they weren't, played a lot are going to go for the most, or maybe ones that have been bastardized and been worked on by him, if the history of him actually working on the guitars is going to command a higher price. Now as we look over here, these are a lot of Les Pauls. Most of this stuff was given to Les by Gibson. Some of them were prototypes, were the first ones. Some were as they were developing a model. They just would give it to him for his approval. As you can see, there's like a maple neck, Les Paul custom. A lot of 80s and 70s and 90s, different varieties of Les Pauls, customs, some guitars signed by people that gave him these instruments. That one was from Eddie Van Halen. This is one of those guitars where Les obviously was experimenting with, put special pickups on his own. Some of this is very crude, but this may be, the stuff that people are very interested in because it's got his personal touch. Some of these other things are his recording consoles. This is extremely historic. This is a lot of those records that he did in the 50s with Mary Ford. This was super futuristic at the time, and a lot of this stuff was like modern marvels. His records from back then were so outstanding, there was nothing quite like them. So Les was the guy, and I had the pleasure of meeting Les a number of years ago, and I have a picture at home that I treasure of me and Les and my wife Marlene and my daughter Sarah. So he was, a great guy and just a wonderful person to know. So anyhow, we're just going down the row here. These just more Les Paul models. This is his big console here. And really what makes this important is, all this stuff is never going to be in one room again. It's going to be dispersed amongst people all over the world. And, this is basically the stuff that was in Les's home. So I'm going to hopefully bid on some of this stuff, and hopefully I'll get some. Again, a lot of other Les Paul models. This is another one of his experimental guitars. A lot of the times he would put this thing for a microphone up on top, where he would attach a microphone to the guitars. They invented the pulverizer. Here's an old L5. This is, I believe, 1927 Gibson L5. Les loved archtops. And in fact, his guitar, the Log, was a guitar that was an archtop guitar that he personalized and kind of took the back off of it and experimented with different pickups and became like one of the first solid body electric guitars ever made. These are a lot of his amps down here, and again, just every conceivable variety of the Les Paul model guitars. Again, more of his experimental stuff.
Okay, let me see. And so I took a look at it, and then I said, okay.
This is one that's 1988 that was given to him as a gift from Gibson. There's a number of things. There's one guitar that was given to him on his 90th birthday.
Lower individual pieces. I know you need machinery and paddle thing. Where it could.
This is an art piece here. This is Hollow Body Les Paul, custom given to him on his 80th birthday. And, just all this stuff has just different varieties of, different appointments. This one says Happy 80th Birthday on the pickup covers. This is a very nice Epiphone Frontier, which was also one of Les's flat top acoustics. This is a 1959, very unusual flat top guitar. One that I'm hopefully going to bid on. I don't know if we'll get it or not, but we're going to give it a shot. This is a very unusual SG Les Paul Custom, where apparently he experimented with a larger pickguard and did these special pickups. He liked a lot of the little Peters pickups and just different, quieter type guitars. And Les was also known for speeding up and slowing down the tapes when he recorded. So if he was going to do a very intricate, fast passage, he might slow down the tape and play the passage slowly, and then maybe double it or triple it, and then speed the tape back up to pitch, and it would sound like he just blazed through stuff. He was capable of doing that, but for doubling and tripling things, it was just something that he experimented with and did, and now it's common practice that you'll see that done in a lot of the studios and a lot of musicians. These are some of Les's amps here, Gibson amps. Fender Dual Professional here, which became the super amp with the slanted front. The speakers are actually on a slight angle. This is another of his Les Paul Personals. Recording, actually this one's a recording. They're very similar. There's a personal, a professional, and a recording. They're all in the same family. Have these pickups and a lot of different buttons and knobs to get different effects. This is a Gibson J160E. This is obviously a reissue, not a very old one. This is a Nick Lucas guitar, not also a reissue, not particularly old. This is a very special Les Paul Supreme that was given to Les on his 90th birthday at Fat Tuesdays. And as you can see, it's got the picture of Les. Beautiful guitar, Super 400 type inlays. Just a really great reissue guitar, and this is a one-of. This is a guitar that Ace Frehley gave to Les, and it's a Kiss model Les Paul Custom. And here's another one of these Les Paul recording. This is another one of the ones that he did a lot of experimentation on with low impedance pickups, and that was one of those chords there. This is a lot of other stuff that Les had. There's a hat given to him by Slash. There's a pocket watch that Richie Sambora gave to Les as a gift. There's National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences Awards that were given to Les. These gold records, and Gibson F5 mandolin. This is a reissue. And then over here, this is a very important guitar. This is a Fender Notecaster guitar that Leo Fender gave to Les back in the day. And this is a 1951. It's signed by Leo Fender and was Les's guitar. So you have the two biggest names in electric guitar history right there combined in one guitar. These are more of the guitars. Like this is another guitar that was given to Les. Let's see, this one is a prototype. It's an LPD4. And this it's a 54 reissue, but this was given to him. It doesn't actually say here, but it says not to be played Gibson presentation guitar, Henry de Les. So, this is another one of these low impedance guitars. This is an unusual set over here. These two guitars come together. These are both prototypes, and these come in one case. This is a Les Paul Custom, but with a very unusual thinner body, mahogany, and a matching bass, and these go together as a set. There's another of his experimental guitars. And then we're going to step into this other room where it's got some more of Les's stuff. These were in his recording studio. This is called the Sound Diffusion, and this is something that he created, to get the proper sound in the studio. And then over there we've got this young lady over here who's keeps following me around. I don't know why, but. She actually has, over the years, followed me around and really eliminated a lot of money from my pocket over the years, but I still allow her to come and do that. She has access to everything I own. That's my wife, Marlon.
He's not telling you the truth.